Well, hello and a warm welcome to our Facebook Live on our new coaching series starting on Monday. Now, I know we were supposed to be here together yesterday, but unfortunately, most of Facebook's features were disabled, so we couldn't go live. And I remember my marketing manager, Jess, saying, Ashok, you're remarkably calm about this. And I said, well, it's okay. The great thing about Facebook Live is we can do it anytime and people can watch the recording. So here we are a day after. I'm really glad that you're able to be with us to talk about, what's going to happen from Monday onwards in our coaching series. And I know that some of you are already seasoned retrainers. So that's what we call people who've been doing the Gupta program. And then obviously we've got a lot of new people who perhaps haven't got the existing Gupta program and are just interested to find out more about this coaching series that we're starting on Monday. So very briefly, for those of you who are new to the Gupta program, my name is Ashok Gupta, and I suffered from MCAS around 20 years ago. And I've spent the last 20 years researching, trying to understand what causes these types of conditions. And I've created a full program to help people heal and recover from these types of conditions. So not just MCAS, but also fibromyalgia, multiple chemical sensitivities, electrical sensitivities, burnout, severe anxiety and panic, and also related conditions, some of them autoimmune, where we're not saying that this program is necessarily designed for those, but what we found is that this program puts the mind and the body in the optimal healing state. So whatever type of condition we may have, we believe that this program can also help a wide variety of different conditions, even though it's been designed specifically for the ones that I've mentioned. Okay. And we've been marketing our main program, which has been a DVD program until very recently. And just last week, to lots of fanfare, hence the balloons, we launched our Gupta program version 5.0. So a very exciting launch last week, and we've had a lot of positive feedback. So thank you so much for all the people who've written in onto the forum, onto our Facebook page, and thanked us for the new videos. We hope that you're finding them really healing and really supportive of your recovery. Now, what we're going to do today is I'm going to help you understand how the program fits in with our coaching series, which starts on Monday. So many years ago, we found that, we have this home study course that we give to people, this which is now an online course, and yet people feel that they want more support. And I've personally trained around 20 to 25 practitioners or coaches who you can see one-on-one. And I really do encourage you that if you want to start the program with a coach, or perhaps you want to do the program yourself for a while and work with a coach, that's a fantastic option. But as part of the core program, we offer everybody access to 12 weeks of webinars, so 3 months of webinars with myself. And what's brilliant about these webinars is that it enables you to have that connection with me. So every week you tune in, I go through some content, and then you can ask me questions. And it also gives you a structure of how to follow the program. And as I said, this series will be starting on Monday evening, 6 p.m. UK time, which I know there's been some changes in the clocks. It's roughly 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time, but I know that you just check your local time, because we did have to change the time very recently. And for about 15 to 20 minutes or half an hour or so, I will talk about a particular topic. And then you'll be able to actually ask me lots of questions as well. Okay. Now, just to make sure, I'm just going to see that I'm on the live stream and that you can see and hear me clearly. So I'm just going to check in with all of you. So perhaps you can give me your shout outs. I'll mention a few of you now. Just tell me in your name and where you're tuning in from. That'd be wonderful, just to know who's tuning in and from where. Francis, tuning in from Ireland, getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. Hello to you. Ashley from Maine, welcome. And I'm just going to make sure I can see all of your comments here. Dina saying hello from New Jersey. Philip from Innsbruck in Austria, hello there. Dimphy from the Netherlands. Diane from the US. Vivian from Essex, hello to you. Margaret, of course, one of our moderators on our forum. So we have a wonderful forum where not only are you getting support from me every week, but you're also getting to interact with around 1,500 to 2,000 other retrainers who can support you in your journey in recovery. It's a beautiful place. So you don't feel alone. You feel supported by other people who understand your condition. And we've got a wonderful healing community, and our moderators, headed up by Jess, really do a wonderful job of making sure it stays, people stick to the guidelines, and it's a very positive environment. So it's wonderful. Sue, hello to you from the Greek island of Andros. I could do with being there right now. It sounds wonderful. Good. So there's some hellos. Andrew from Wembley. Hello to you. Suzanne from Kansas. So you can see we've got people from all over the world. And, we find that with these conditions, they affect all types of people, all types of backgrounds, or colors, or creeds, or social classes. This condition doesn't differentiate between who we are. It seems to just, come to people in a very random way. And we're here to help you understand what causes the condition, how it manifests, and what causes all these symptoms in your body, a very logical reason for that. And based on that, given that we believe it's an abnormality in the brain, how we can then go on to retrain the brain towards health and happiness. And that's why we're here. And I've made it my lifelong quest to help you recover. And it's such a warm, heartfelt feeling when I see people or hear of people who've made that recovery, who've gone on to lead a normal life. Because in most cases, these conditions can really feel like a brick wall. They can stop people from living a normal life. And, sometimes the effects can be, worse than many, many serious conditions like cancer in terms of the actual disabling effects of this condition. And, that's what I really live for, is to help people with this condition. We'd love you to share, like, and comment on what we're talking about today. So please do press the like button, the smileys. Please do share this, perhaps on your own Facebook page, or perhaps on a group where there are other people who are healing and recovering from chronic conditions, and they can find out more about what we're doing here. Great. Okay, so in terms of, I've got sidetracked there. Going back to what we were talking about in terms of the 3-month coaching. So if you've already got the program, then obviously you can upgrade to the new version 5.0, and you've got all the information about that. And to give people the maximum amount of value, for those who are upgrading from the old program, we've given you an extra free webinar series that you can use whenever you like. And if you'd like to use this one starting on Monday, the instructions are in the welcome email, or you can email our clinic and they'll tell you how you can join this Monday's webinar series. And of course, we have another one, which will be starting 3 months later. So roughly June, July, we'll have another 3-month series starting then as well. For those of you new to the program, if you want to join us on Monday, then you can purchase the online course. So the online course is 15 interactive video sessions, over 20 audio exercises. You get a manual in the post, as well as a floor chart to retrain your brain, as well as access to our online community and lots of articles. So we never make you feel like you're on your own as you're doing the brain retraining. We really try to hold your hand through the whole process. And, many people asked me, they said, Ashok, what's different about your program to other programs, that are out there? Well, first of all, we were the first people to publish an interactive study course on this particular area of brain retraining. And obviously there are others out there who've, let's say, taken inspiration from our program. And I think what we've done is really develop the program, take it to the next step, and really get people to make sure they stay well for the rest of their lives, not just during that period when they're intensely retraining. And an analogy we often use is the idea of the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. There's this story of a man walks into a forest and he sees this beautiful caterpillar in a cocoon turning into a butterfly, and the butterfly is now struggling to get out of the cocoon. So he takes out his knife, he opens up the cocoon, and he opens it up and says, fly, and thinks he's done a great thing by allowing this butterfly to exit from the cocoon. And unfortunately, the butterfly attempts to flap its wings, but can't, and falls to the ground. Whereas all his brothers and sisters, they're able to struggle out of the cocoon, and then they're able to fly. And the moral of the story is that actually the butterfly struggling out of the cocoon is able to strengthen its wings so it is able to fly. And in the same way, with this program and with this condition, the caterpillar is who we were before we got this condition. The butterfly who can fly is the person we choose to be after this condition, when we're healthy. And the cocoon represents this condition. And sometimes, for those of you who are, bedbound or housebound, it can feel like a cocoon sometimes. And that cocoon, we would love for someone just to remove the cocoon, to cut open the cocoon and let us out so that we can fly. And yet, the struggle, or at least the perseverance to come out of that cocoon, strengthens us. It strengthens our wings and enables us to fly. And so the program is split into two parts. The first part, or the core part, is about retraining the brain out of these vicious loops which keep us in this altered state of homeostasis, where our bodies are overstimulated. We can often feel very sensitive, and we're retraining that overstimulation of the nervous system and the immune system. So that is the brain retraining part, or core part. Now, once we start feeling better, once we start getting to a 60, 70, 80% recovery, then we want to make sure that we're staying well for the rest of our lives. And that's when we then go deeper into, well, what was it? Who were we when we were a caterpillar? And who do we choose to be when we're a butterfly, so that we can fly and stay healthy for the rest of our lives? And that, I believe, was what is unique and different about this new Gupta program, version 5.0. Good. So in terms of how, I'm going to come to your questions. I know you've probably got some questions about this new coaching series. We are going to be doing it slightly different. So let me explain how it will be different. So I'm just going to share my screen so that you can see the new Gupta program in action. Now, let me just see how I'm going to do this. Give me 1 second. There we go. So this is the new Gupta program membership area, where you get access to all of the videos and the meditations. I think I showed this last week on our launch. So you can see on the left-hand side, you can see all your course sessions there. And then you've got exercises and meditations, which has all your audios. So this has all your brain retraining audios and meditations. See, there's over 20 of them all listed in there. And then you have an opportunity to have your notes, access the webinar recordings, other things that you can look at, and then your Facebook private group where you can have support from other people. Now, if we go back to the course sessions here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the videos from the program in association with the webinar series. So in the previous version of the Gupta program, or the previous incarnation, version 4, what was happening was that some of the material was slightly dated. And so in the webinar series, I was updating the information and presenting some new information, or certainly presenting it in a different, with a different angle, with a different flavor. The good news now is that all of that latest information is in the new videos online, and you can also buy an offline USB as well. And therefore, what we can do in our webinars is we can make sure that we spend much more time answering your questions, answering your personal applications of the tools and techniques, and then also going a little deeper and perhaps incorporating some new exercises. Yeah? So as an example, for our webinar series starting on Monday, the prerequisite that you'll all receive an email about is, and I'm sure lots of people have already watched this, is ideally to have watched sessions 1, 2, and 3. Those ones are, relatively short, and I know a lot of people have already watched the other versions of the introduction to meditation and also the explanation of the condition, because we've sent those emails out before. Yeah? So before we start on Monday, it would be great for people to have watched sessions 1, 2, and 3, and those are available for free as well. So if you join the free trial of the membership area, you can watch sessions 1, 2, and 3 for free. Okay, so that means that even if you don't want to upgrade for whatever reason, you can still watch sessions 1, 2, and 3. And then in our first session together, what we'll be doing is answering any questions you have about how the program works, which is explained in session 1, the introduction to meditation, so any questions you have about your meditation practice, although it's all explained in session 2. And thirdly, any questions you have about the explanation of the condition, the hypothesis, your particular personal experience. Because before we start retraining, we want to make sure that you feel really confident and comfortable with the explanation. So in the second session, that's where we'll get into retraining the brain. So as a prerequisite for the second session, we will ask you to watch session 4 and 5 and get used to and practice the brain retraining at home. And then when we're on our webinar, what I'll be able to do is go deeper into the retraining. We'll practice it together live as well, of course. And it means that I can then go much deeper into some of the concerns that people have about the retraining, some of the barriers that people get, and go deeper into that and answer obviously more of your questions as well. Okay. Then our third session together, before our third session, which will be obviously in 3 weeks' time, I will ask you to watch session 6. And session 6 will be about the main attitudes for success. So once again, we'll answer your questions, find out how you're getting on with the brain retraining, and really make sure that we tailor it. Because sometimes for certain people, actually the 7-step process isn't quite right for them. And there's some modifications that we want to make. So we want to make sure that you get those. Then in session 4, we'll be going into some of the supporting tools in terms of lifestyle changes. So pacing. What is pacing when we're talking about employing the Gupta program in our day-to-day lives? The anti-inflammatory diet. So overall, what is the best way of eating to support brain retraining? Sleep. Now, as we all know, sleep is core to a lot of these conditions. The sleep rhythms get out of kilter, and we want to bring those sleep rhythms back to normal. And when we have a good night's sleep, our body's got a much better chance of going into that parasympathetic state and healing. So getting the sleep right is absolutely key, and we've got some new information there. And nature. Getting into nature and how healing that is. So some supporting tools for our retraining. Then in session 8, sorry, I don't know which webinar we're on now, so we're on webinar 5. So webinar 5, I'll ask you to watch session 8 and practice with the accelerator. And then in session 5 of our webinars, we will go through the accelerator live, and I once again will tailor it. This is all about tailoring. The Gupta program overall is a general package of tools which we find works for most people most of the time. But what we want to make sure is that it's tailored for your personal situation. So we'll spend more time, once again, looking at different ways of doing the accelerator. And so on and so on. So once again, session 6, we'll look at mindfulness and pacing. Session 7, we'll look at re-engaging with joy and the summary of all the tools and how you put the Gupta program together. And then session 7 or session 8 onwards, we'll be looking at the struggling out of the cocoon aspect of the brain retraining. So how do we make sure that we stay healthy for the rest of our lives? So retraining some other parts, difficult to describe if I haven't gone deeper into it, and also retraining our protective parts, some of the deeper reasons why the condition is here. And once again, some of the other stuff. And finally, in the last session, we'll look at, once we do make that recovery, how do we get back into normal life and stay healthy? Yep, that's incredibly important. How do we handle other stresses in our life? You know, session 14, and people in situations that are stressful. How do we make sure that we're able to keep our nervous system calm and stay healthy no matter the ups and downs of our lives? Yeah. Good. Okay, so that gives you a flavor of that. And obviously, we encourage you strongly, if you haven't done already, if you've got the older Gupta program, to upgrade to the new version, because it will make what we're doing go far deeper. Yeah. And if for whatever reason you choose not to upgrade, then we will point you to the older videos in the DVDs, okay, where we can see where there's a rough approximation. But really, I'd love for you to upgrade. And look, I know it can be, you might say, well, I bought the old program, why am I being asked to upgrade here? But we knew from the start that whenever we were transitioning from the old program to now the new program, there was going to be a transition period. Yeah. And we've tried to make it as simple and as straightforward as possible to be able to upgrade and flow gently into this new program. So I really hope that you will do that in preparation for our webinar starting on Monday. And you can access those first 3 videos, those first 3 sessions for free on the free trial in any case. But once again, moving forward from that, I'd love for you to be able to upgrade and get all the latest tools and techniques so that we can go deeper in our webinars and get the most for everybody else. Okay. And for those of you who are new to the program, once again, you can join our free trial on the website, access those first 3 sessions, and get a flavor and a feel for whether this program is right for you. And then if you choose to upgrade, then you can buy the full program. And the whole program comes with a 1-year money-back guarantee. So we encourage you to use the program for at least 6 months and see what results. And after 6 months, if you notice that it's really not working for you, you don't notice any difference, then you can return it for a refund, minus the postage and packing, no questions asked. Okay, so we can't say fairer than that. So I really hope that you'll give this a go, give it 100%, and see the powerful effects that it has. And what can really help you with that is to have a look at the success stories that we have on our website as well. Good, so I've spoken a lot longer than I expected, which is, I attempt to be concise, but that's just me. So let's just have a look at what questions you have. Now, I know that you may have a lot of questions about other aspects of the Gupta program. If I haven't answered those questions already, what we might do is start another Facebook Live just for questions in general about the Gupta program. But what I'd love for you to ask is, I'm only going to answer questions about the webinar series starting on Monday, because I know some people had some issues with that and how it fits in with the existing program. So really we're answering questions about how the webinar series fits in with the existing program, or any other questions around 3-month coaching. Okay, let's see what I can dig up here. Francis saying, Ashok, can you explain the difference in the 2 options of the new program, specifically what is on the memory stick? Right, so what happens is when you purchase the program or you upgrade, the videos are all streaming videos inside the portal. Now, that means you have to have an internet connection. Yeah, and it is ideally to have a good internet connection. And sometimes there can be a bit of buffering. So let's say your internet speed, for whatever reason, goes down temporarily. Sometimes the videos can temporarily pause, but that's not really a big deal. They generally are running smoothly on a good internet connection. Now, you may decide that you want to have a permanent copy of all the videos and all the audios. So on the USB stick, which works on a laptop or a PC or a Mac, yeah, doesn't necessarily work on TVs. You have all the videos and meditation, everything on there, so you can just always have it accessible, nice and easy on your laptop or your PC. And you don't have to log in each time to access the material. So that's the advantage of the USB. Okay. Okay, once again, we're getting some questions which are more related to the program. And obviously, if there are retraining questions, I will answer them in Monday's webinar. But if they're ones specifically about the coaching series, that's what we're going to be answering today. Okay. Does this program work for autonomic nervous system injury? Okay, so there's a difference between the software and the hardware. We believe that a lot of the conditions that we successfully treat are software issues, not hardware issues. So if there's been specifically damage to the autonomic nervous system, then we're not necessarily saying that this program will actually treat physical damage to the hardware itself. Okay, I'd need to understand more about that. So perhaps email our clinic, and if they need to, they'll pass it on to me. Do I do private sessions? No, unfortunately, I'm so busy with launching the program, doing the webinars, and research. So we're looking to actively do some research studies that I don't see people one-on-one, but I've personally trained the practitioners and coaches on our website, which is guptaprogram.com facebook.com/coaches, so you're in good hands with our coaches. Tanya's saying, I have this free webinar code. I just attended the last one. Will the content be much different this time with the upgrade, or do you advise to wait and use the free webinar in the future? Well, if you're finding that you're making a good recovery with the existing material and you're doing quite well, you understand the content, then perhaps you hang on for a while, you consolidate your recovery. And then when you get to a plateau, or perhaps you have a bit of a dip, then you may decide, you know, perhaps I want to use the free webinar in the future. Or you may decide to use it now. The content will be similar, but deeper. Okay. Do we need to download a specific program to access the webinar? No, you can access the webinar through a web browser like Chrome on your laptop or PC. If you're going to access it on a phone or a tablet, then you do need to download the Zoom app. But all of those instructions are in the webinar invitation email. You just have to download an app, and then you can easily access the webinar if you're using on a phone or a tablet. I've upgraded and signed up for the webinar next Monday, but haven't got an email. Okay, yes, we will be sending emails out about Monday today. Okay, Simona asking, hi from Canada. Is this program free and can we access it from anywhere? So the program does have a cost. So if you're new to the program, the cost of the program is $349, and that includes a workbook and a floor chart that is sent to your home, as well as access to all the 15 video sessions and modules online, all the audio exercises, and our Facebook forum, as well as 12 weeks of webinars. So I think we give a lot of tools and supporting materials for someone for that price. And as I said, it comes with a money-back guarantee as well. And you can access it from anywhere in the world. Felix saying, is the webinar on Monday for free? So how do we sign up? So as I said, the webinar series starting on Monday, you either have to upgrade if you had the old program, or you purchase the program online for $349, and that includes 12 weeks of webinars, and that instructions on how to join on Monday will be in your welcome email. So once again, if you've already bought the program, the new program, then yes, you can access this Monday's webinar series included. Yeah. What is the, Wendy asking, what is the schedule for the webinars? Is it every Monday and what time? So yes, it's every Monday at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. New York, so Eastern, and 7 p.m. Europe, and they'll be on for an hour. Okay, so we in the past they've been going on longer than an hour, and I just feel that that's a bit too much for people. So we're going to aim for an hour, but I love answering people's questions and making sure you get all your questions answered. So sometimes they go on longer than an hour. And there may not be every Monday, there might be a break depending if I'm traveling. Marisol saying, will I receive another book with my USB stick? Yes, you will. Henny saying, will I be able to access the recordings? Yes, so the webinars are every week, and then the webinar recordings will be placed in the new portal. So in the new online course portal, you'll see there's a tab called webinars. So if you've signed up to the webinar series by buying the product, then the recordings will automatically appear in that tab. Okay. So just to be clear, when you upgrade or when you purchase the program, you'll receive a code. Okay, I'm just going to do this now because this will make sure you you understand what I mean. So let's just share my screen again. Okay, so if you've upgraded or you've bought the program, all you have to do is you would have got a welcome email with a code. Okay, and on this portal, you go to products. So you click on products, and I'll show you the page here. And under products, you can see webinars, and you can see at the bottom of the page, webinar series 23, March 2019 to June 2019, and it says $119. You click on that, okay, and it says added to cart, and then you go and check out. And then once you are on the checkout page, you have a discount code, it asks you, enter it here. You put in the discount code that you would have received on your welcome email, and then the price will go down to $0. And what that means is that then we know that you've bought that webinar series, and then when you click on My Webinars here, the recordings of the webinars will automatically appear in your webinars tab. So that's how clever the system is. And thank you so much to Drijan, who is our web guy who's designed the entire system. He's an absolute whiz kid from Drijan Designs, and he's put together this system which works, you know, very intuitively and automatically. So it saves our clinic a lot of admin. Razik saying, for those of us who already have the old DVD program, how much is the upgrade? Well, the old DVD program was $250, and we kept the price the same for 8 years. We didn't increase the price at all because we tried to keep it as low as possible. So the new program is $349, so the upgrade fee is $100. Okay. Okay, some people are asking about receiving their packs. Yep, they are on their way, for those of you who've upgraded. And yes, there is a 7-hour delay for Pacific time. I know it's changed, but it will go back eventually to 8 hours. So it's either 10 or 11 Pacific time or 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern time, but it's always 7 p.m. Europe. Yes, there is no new, for those of you upgrading, you just get a new book and access the online system, but you don't get a new mind map because that would have been with the original package. Okay. Will we be able to download the webinars like in the past? No, the webinars will only be available streaming in your portal on your membership area. Good. Well, I think that's all the questions. Fantastic. So I think we've answered all of your questions there. So once again, please do like, comment, and share this video with others that you think might find it useful. Anyone who suffers from a chronic condition. We've even had a lot of success recently with irritable bowel syndrome as well, where people have to calm their nervous system and calm their stomach. And yes, all it's left for me to do is to say thank you for watching. We hope to see you on Monday, the 18th of March, for our first webinar. And we will still be allowing people to join the webinar series, even if they upgrade or choose to join it after Monday. But it'd be really great for you to be there live with us on Monday as well. Got a couple of last questions here. The promotion code isn't working for the upgrade. Yes, there is no promotional code for the upgrade. People have got a bit confused. There's a password that enables you to access the upgrade page, but there's no promo code for it. Okay, so that's just a bit of clarification there. Does the USB work on an iPad? We believe we'll have to come back to you on that. If anyone can share, have they tried the USB on an iPad? But we do know it does work on laptops, PCs, and Macs. Okay. Yes, if you've already paid for the current webinar series with a previous package, then you've got one left. So when you upgrade or buy the new program, when you upgrade, then you're given an extra webinar series that you can use anytime in the future. And the recordings will come into the portal, yes. Good. Yes, all the content on the USB stick can be accessed online as well. Great, so thank you so much for watching. Please do share, like, and comment. And I'm really, really excited about Monday, really excited to be with you and hope you can join us for our 3-month coaching series. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you sometime soon. Thank you and goodbye.